There is actually 2 dogs in that igloo. Who's in there? Who's in there, Prim? Who is it? Oh, there's Biscuit. And who's in there with Biscuit? Oh, there's Biscuit out. Oh, and I think his dad is stuck. What's going on? Who is it, Biscuit? Who was in there? Oh, here comes. Oh, that's Brindley. Who's stuck? There he is. It's the Dixie. He's stuck and getting attacked by his boys. Dixie, you better get out, mate. You're heading for a fall. Come on, out you come. Let's all go. Oi, Brindley, you're eating the bed. Get off. There he goes. Well, a very good morning to you. It's Tuesday the 24th of October. It's quite mild, but it has been piddling down all morning. In fact, we've had rain here, very severe rain. The river down there, the River Churnet, now is just like a little brook. But believe me, the other day these fields were like a pond. It had overfilled something rotten. It was working its way up the valley here, and obviously it made navigating impossible, as we do have a short river section here, which it wouldn't have been safe for us to cruise. So we've been stuck here a lot longer than what we wanted to be. But we've enjoyed it here at Cheddleton. It's been a lovely stop. But yeah, I can see Nikki up there talking to Steve. She's got a windlass in hand because around a few bends up there we have the first lock of the day. I think it's the first lock of 5, and then we're heading to Frogall. A very enjoyable stay here at Cheddleton. Cheddleton's got everything you need. It's got a couple of shops. It's got a few pubs if you want a nice meal out, a cafe, and the most beautiful church. We went and explored St Edward's Church. It was gorgeous, and as soon as you go in, beautiful stained glass window hits you in the foyer there, and then you go in and a lot more besides. A beautiful church. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's what you'd expect a church to be. Nice little place, Cheddleton. Just coming into view now is Cheddleton Flint Mill. There's been a mill or a building there since 1150. I think it started off as a corn mill, but we all went for a nice walk around there yesterday. Had a look at the water wheels. One's called George and the other one's called Helen. But it was nice to see what lies behind the water wheels, all the cogs, the chains that are all powered by water. Very, very clever technology for the day, and we did enjoy a walk around. It was good, wasn't it, darling? Beautiful in there, and it's all free, but they do ask for donations, so obviously we did put some money in their donation box. All the volunteers were very friendly, sitting outside. The cottage that you see in the middle was the foreman's cottage. But the former foreman's cottage is there behind the scaffolding, but that one was built in 1800 and he moved to that one. But sadly it floods every year, several times every year, and unfortunately we saw the flooding here the other day when that River Churnet there burst its banks and actually went over the little bridges there and halfway up the water wheels. But really nice and well worth a visit. Very compact little industrial area for its day. Had its own kilns there that they used to fire the flint, make it brittle for actually breaking down to like a powder to add to the china ware. It was lovely. already we're on to our first lock. I've just dropped Nikki off and I can see Steve there. He's pushing away from the bridge. Very short lock landing here. So there goes Steve going down to the next lock, and Nikki's down there waiting for him. So I'm going to fill this lock ready for Chugs. It has started to rain again. Steve's setting the second lock. Nikki's just coming down from the first one. But yesterday I went shopping and I was lucky enough on the way back to see George, the one water wheel there, that was actually turning in the river, which was nice to see and imagine what it was like. Cheers, Steve.
All right.
That's those two locks out the way. Nikki's just gone in to wash her hands. I think the next lock is where we meet up with the River Churnet. I think we're on there for just short of a mile. As I mentioned earlier, the River Churnet really lived up to its name. It was a river, all right. In fact, it was a lake in places. But we all walked down here the other day and you could clearly see where the river had burst its banks and come onto the canal and actually washed the canal bank away. It was quite some force, and I'm just glad we were well above it in the valley up there. And this was where we saw it. It's completely washed away, the bank there, and even when we were walking by it was quite high, but it's really gone down today. So yeah, feeling a lot happier today. As you may know, Nikki and the children do a thing called Geocache, where you follow this little map online and go and have a look for a hidden little treasure. And yesterday they went to look at one called the Captain's Hole. Did you find the Captain's Hole?
No, we didn't.
Noah found the Captain's Hole. Well done, Noah. This little stretch of the canal, even though we've got the autumn colours to make us smile, it's still very industrial. Not the very best of picturesque canals this morning, but I think it's going to open up some treasures a little bit later today. Even so, the weather very wet and very miserable. When we walked down here the other day, we walked up the side of this bridge here and we saw the very nice and very picturesque Cheddleton train station. It looks like they're doing up some old trains there as well. Really lovely old building. Sadly, we didn't see the train, which is very sad. Perhaps another day. the very charming Boat Inn. It is getting very narrow here, so let's hope we don't meet another boat. Very narrow indeed. This little stretch we're going through now is beautiful. Pheasants galore. We've heard loads. And we've actually seen a few flying in front of the boat, but when they actually land, they're like the SAS, you just can't see them. But this is really nice. And the autumn colours too, very nice. Morning. We're now at the lock that drops us down onto the short river section. Steve has already gone. He's gone ahead of us and he's set the lock, bless him. So we're going to see him at the water point up ahead. Well, we have checked just out of this lock. We are on the river section and getting onto the river Churnet. All is green. So all is good. So we've just come out of the lock. There's the river Churnet coming from the port side. There's lovely Nikki, just come from the lock. Bit of a current whipping around here. Even though the river level's gone down, we are moving considerably faster. I'm a little bit over tick over, and we're really moving. So we've just moored up alongside Steve here. There's one water point just up there and a boat's already on it, so we've got to wait our turn. At least the sun's out. That's one of the reasons I like the canals. You never know what's around the corner. These are the old console lime kilns. Sadly, they're all bricked up now, but wow, they're like pyramids. It's a very muddy little watering point here. Good pressure, but everything's muddy and there isn't a proper landing here either, so you have to make the best of it. But we're trying to get water in the kettle, water in pans, loads of water in the containers and filling the tank up because Froghall Tunnel is ahead of us. Steve is pretty sure he won't make it on Moorland Rose, but we're going to have a go on Chugs at getting through that tunnel. We're going to wait for Steve and he's jumping on board as well, and we'll see how we get on. If we don't, we'll have to sort of manoeuvre backwards a few hundred yards and then wind and then just moor up, and at least we've tried. We've got to have a go, haven't we? See you in a bit then, Steve.
Yeah, see you soon.
Don't get too muddy.
Try.
Yeah, that's it. Anything that can hold water has got water in it, including the kids. We told them they're not allowed to go to the toilet. We need as much weight on this boat as we can. We're leaving Steve there at the water point, and we're going to go through this first lock. meet him at the lock, and then wait for him because he's coming with us to have a go at Frogall. I'd like to say it's exciting, but when you're trying to take your home through a tunnel that it's not supposed to, it's a little bit daunting. But you can't come down here and not have a go, can you? There's a lovely remote country pub, the Black Lion here. I'm just taking me time because you can see where narrowboats have actually hit this bridge. So we're taking our time. Don't want to damage Chugs. But yeah, it's going to get lower than this. Mind your head, Noah.
Mind your head, Lils. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh my. I don't even know what.
And now we've got a low railway bridge. This is good. It's very tight here. It's a little bit of a towpath too. Unfortunately, the Churnet Valley Railway, I think it stopped working. Was it yesterday?
Sunday was the last day.
Sunday was the last day, and today is Tuesday. So we're not going to see the train. I'm a bit sad about that. They're getting it ready, I think, for the Santa Express. Obviously a Christmas time treat for the little ones. We won't be around for that. And it's a shame. If they were going for another week, we'd have definitely gone on the train. And it would have been nice to see it going alongside us here.
Nice, I see.
And at one time before the railway, the towpath used to be on the starboard side, and you can see one of the markers there. Now with the railway, it's on the other side. So one more lock before the tunnel is a blue warning sign you can see there, and there's a winding hole. If you feel that you don't want to have a go at the tunnel, you can turn around here, and I believe there's a one through the lock as well, so we're going through and having a go. This lock isn't leaking much, is it? Look at that! Now in front you can see the guide to see if we can possibly make it under Froghall Tunnel. Nice and steady and fingers crossed. So far, so good. I just caught a little bit, but I think we stand a chance. What do you think? Just as you come out of the lock, this is what remains of another old flint mill. Lovely stables here. And the horses have had a lovely view. So how did we look with that barrier?
I don't know. I don't know.
We're going to have a go.
Solar panels, I think.
Well, we'll have a go. I'm just being lazy. The solar panels are perfect where they are, and I don't want to be getting Allen keys out and adjusting panels and mucking about. We did just brush that little barrier thing. We did just brush it, but from what I've heard, it is quite generous. I think we're going to have a go. I wonder if they built that so you could play with your little remote control boats on it. Yeah. Or perhaps it's a paddling pool. After you. As you can see behind me, it's very narrow, and I just said to Nikki it reminds me of the Llangollen, very much so. But if you were to meet a boat here, one of you has got a lot of reversing to do. Steve is just mooring up here. We're just going around the corner and then picking Steve up. Yeah, we're still going to have a go. And Froghall Tunnel is just around the corner. Are we going to make it, kids?
Yeah, probably, yeah. At first I thought we wouldn't, but now, yeah.
Well, we're attempting to go in. We've got Steve on the port side, Nikki's on the starboard side in the well deck, ready to push the front over. I'm hoping we can just very, very gently nudge towards the tunnel. Here we go. Now I'm holding my camera and trying to do the controls. Are we clear? I believe there is a little bit of a bend in the middle. So far, we're not looking too bad. It is very, very low. We're just sort of guiding through now, using our hands. How's it looking? Everything all right? Keep your head down, Lily. We've done it! Well, we've made it through Froghall Tunnel. Amazing. Well, that's a lovely feeling, knowing that we've done Frogall. Obviously means that we can do the whole of the Calden Canal, or what remains of it. It did used to go to Uttoxeter, but that's not navigable anymore, but really proud. Well done. Now we're just dropping down through this lock into the basin here. Oh, so chuffed. A happy boater. As you can see there, Chugs is in Froghall Basin, so welcome, and we're really pleased to be here. The tea room here unfortunately is closed. I did promise everyone tea and cake, but we can't. So Steve's here with us. We're going to have a coffee and a bite of something to eat, but it feels good to finally do all of the Calden, and we can say that we've done it. We have done the whole of the Calden Canal. We've got to do the Leek branch obviously, so there may be a little bit of canal magic when we start the next vlog. We'll be up at the Leek branch, but yeah. Well done to Chugs, and well done to all the crew, and thank you very much to Steve as well for his help to get us here to Froghall Basin. Catch you on the next one.